Hello, hello, hello. Hey team, Kat here. Hope you're doing super well. Hey, in this video, I'm sharing with you how to get clients without doing sales calls. If you're not a fan of sales calls, which I know a lot of you aren't, because, is that right? You're not a fan of sales calls because a lot of you tell me that. And you can absolutely sign clients without sales calls. So if you're not a fan of selling, if you don't feel like you have that skill, then there are other ways to get clients, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So I want to talk to you about why people buy from us, because this is really important that we understand this so that we understand the context behind it. Now, one of my clients recently signed up 6 clients in a week. And so we were chatting about that, and I was saying, what do you think it is that you're able to, really get these people over the line by your presentation? Because she did it through a 90-minute masterclass. And we were talking about how people, like, there's a sales cycle, right? Some people come very quickly. Some people take a lot longer to make that buying decision. And there's a piece of research that talks about in order to make a significant buying decision, so for her it was a significant buying decision, she does high ticket, really great at what she does. It's so important that there is trust. And trust is the #1 thing you need to have people transact with you. So if you want to transact, you need trust. Trust is the glue that holds business relationships together. Without trust, especially now that there's so much more competition online, trust is worth its weight in gold. So we want to be thinking, how do we develop trust quickly? And so many people lose sales, without even knowing it, because they don't have trust. And the interesting thing with trust is you can't convince someone to trust you. You can't tell them how trustworthy you are. You've got to earn it. You've got to show them. And trust is nurtured and stored like money in a bank account. You make deposits in people's account by providing value. And so when you think about the 7 hours, now that's on average. So imagine a bell curve where the average person takes about 7 hours of consuming your content, of spending time with you effectively, which they can do through reading posts, through reading blogs, through watching your videos, through coming to your events. So I personally love doing events that are 7 hours long, because then it's all done in one day. And so my strategy for years has been one-day events, because the 7 hours is all done in one day. And I like to leverage my time by doing that and speak to a lot of people all at once, rather than doing one by one by one by one by one. I know for me, I couldn't make the impact that I would make without being able to speak to groups of people and to develop that skill. It was really interesting today. I was on a marketing call with Cham Tang. He's the head of marketing for Authentic Education. He's a co-founder of the company, and he specializes in marketing. He's great with Facebook ads. He was mentored by Facebook, and he's an absolute gun with Facebook ads. But he was saying, and I just love this gold that he dropped just right at the end of the call, this 5-minute piece of content where he said, if there's any skill that you need to develop to get great at marketing, it's not Facebook ads. Like, Facebook ads, yes, we can sit down, we might think it's hard, but it's actually a lot easier to learn it. If you have a certain amount of time, you can sit there, you can nut it out, you can get it going. But he said the most important marketing skill is presenting. And the way he explained it was that when you know how to present, it changes everything, because it changes the way that you show up on video. It means that you can constantly be doing presentations, not constantly, but you can consistently roll out presentations. You can do them in multiple forms. Like, every business has a different, right fit for how you do your presentations. For some of you, a 3-day challenge is the best way of presenting your content to people. For some of you, it's a 90-minute masterclass. For some of you, it's a half-day event or a full-day event or a weekend retreat. So everybody's different depending on your type of business. And I help people make those decisions when I'm working with them, what would be the right thing for you. But to be able to present to camera is the way that we speed up trust. Because in order for someone to trust us, they need time with us. whether that's live in a Zoom session or live in a room with you, or whether that's consuming you and consuming your content. And you build trust faster, obviously, when you can see the person, you can look at their mannerisms, you can feel if they're authentic and genuine rather than just words on a page. So that's really great news if you like talking about what you love. And when people trust you, they engage with you and they want to buy from you. So how do we develop more trust with our followers? It's time. We've got to earn time. If you don't have time with someone, it's almost impossible to get them to trust you. Now, because it sits in a bell curve, I was explaining this to the Inner Circle group tonight on the training call, where there's people that fall outside of that bell curve. And I gave the example of my client, Lisa. And Lisa, we met in a breakout room, literally 5 minutes. I invited her to my workshop that night. She came and she bought a $2,000 package. So that was a very short sales cycle, literally 5 minutes, boom, came on the workshop. The workshop was 90 minutes. So she sits a little bit outside of that bell curve, but that's not common. That doesn't happen all the time. If that happened all the time, I would be at networking events every single day, but that is more sitting outside the bell curve. What we want to do is have a reliable system where we're getting people to consume, because the average person needs that 7 hours to consume a lot of our videos, our content, and build that trust. And there are going to be people outside of that, which means that you shorten your sales cycle, like with Lisa. Does that make sense? So there are a number of things that need to be there for people to have trust, to make a buying decision. First of all, there needs to be a need. So they need to need it. If there's no need, we don't sell. I remember being in this course, and Matt Catlin, the trainer who was running it, he said, I want you to go out on the street, and he taught us how to sell. He gave us five tips. And number one was build rapport. Number one was establish if there was a need. And he said, if there's no need, you walk away. And it always stuck with me, because we don't want to be trying to sell to someone that has no need. So there's got to be trust. There's got to be rapport. There's got to be a need. There's also got to be a desire. So someone might need something, but they don't really want it. You know, we all need insurance, but we don't really want to spend money on it. We just need it, right? We need to probably fix our car and service our car, but it's not a burning desire. If someone has a real desire for what it is that you are offering, so powerful. We also need to have a roadmap for them. We need to have a step-by-step way to join the dots for people, because people are overloaded with information. There's no shortage of information and content out there. But what's missing for a lot of people is the roadmap, is the curriculum, the game plan that joins the dots A, B, C, D, E, F, rather than people searching online, trying to piece it all together. And it just takes way too much time. There's also got to be likability. They've got to actually like you, and they've got to like your community. If you're inviting them into a community as well, they've got to enjoy the people that they're hanging out with. So there's lots of things that need to be in place for people to buy. But if you want to get clients without sales calls, there are 2 things I recommend. The first one is a content strategy. And the content strategy is where over time you are building the trust, right? So in a presentation, it all happens like, if I can try and map it out with my hands, with content, a content strategy, it happens like this. The intensity never really gets strong, but it's just by being consistent and chipping away. If you think of a presentation, it's almost like turning it that way. So we shorten the time, but it all is quite intense. When you have a presentation, which is the second thing I recommend, the presentation gets people into the emotion, the intensity, the feeling, you can go through all those things that need to be in there to make a buying decision all in one presentation, whether that's a masterclass or a workshop or a challenge, whatever it is that you're doing. And I like to compare this analogy to exercise. So I used to be a personal trainer for many years, so I like using exercise analogies. So if you're an exercise nerd, you know that, of course, when it comes to exercise, it's not all black and white, right? So the analogy I'm giving, let's just take it as a general idea. So if you think about, you can do steady state cardio, where you can do low intensity cardio, but you need to do a lot of it, or you can turn it up that way and do high intensity interval training, for example, CrossFit, where the intensity is really high, but the volume is low because you don't need to do as much of it. Let's say in a 1 hour low intensity exercise session, you burned, I don't know, 500 calories. You might be able to turn that and burn 500 calories in a much shorter amount of time, very concentrated time, because the intensity goes up, the time goes down. This is the same with your content strategy versus your presentation. Your content strategy is the like steady state cardio. You're drip feeding, you're breaking down objections, you're overcoming resistance, you're building desire, you're doing that journey with people consistently. That's the buyer's journey. So the sales cycle is long. If you do a presentation, you flip it up. The intensity goes up, the time goes shorter, and it means that you're doing all of that in one presentation, overcoming resistance, breaking down any false beliefs people have, building the desire, building the emotion for it, amplifying it, building your trust. So there's two different options. And for me and for most of my clients, we do both of the options. We do the content strategy, and that's more of like a chipping away where people can sign up anytime to your program. So they might watch a certain amount of videos, consume a certain amount of posts, and when they're ready, they buy. We also do workshops or masterclasses where you've got the intense period of time where you do it all in one day, or all in half a day, or all in that period of time where you're doing the presentation. So it's kind of like steady state plus high intensity interval. And I would always say that when I was a personal trainer, if you can do both, it's really cool to do both, because it means that you're getting variety, you're mixing things up. It means you've got that steady consistency, and you've also got your presentations. You can't be doing workshops all the time, but you can be doing content. You know, you could be doing a post a day if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You could do 3 a week or 1 a week, whatever it is that you choose in your strategy. So those are the two ways that I recommend you get clients without doing sales calls. When you do a presentation, you are making an invitation to people all at once in a group. So it's very leveraged, and it means that people get to hear your presentation. They may hear it live, or they may watch it as a replay. Typically, I would recommend that you do them live, because live you get a way higher engagement rate and conversion rate. Now, I want to share with you the ABCs of getting clients, and just so that this kind of summarizes it for you. So there are really 3 things that we need to, well, 4 things that we need if we want to attract clients. And I like to keep it simple. There's lots of things you can do, but I call these the ABCs of getting clients. Number 1, we need to attract. We need to attract your avatar. So being able to attract your avatar, your ideal client, is your first step. It means you have to understand them. You have to speak their language. You have to know what their pain points, what their desires are, their fears, their frustrations, their dreams, and their desires. So we need to hone our skill of getting good at content creation and crafting our message, our language, in a way that resonates with those ideal clients. So that's the A, attract your avatar. Number 2 is the B, is build trust. And so that without trust, obviously it's impossible to get clients. So when people trust you, they will be inspired to take action. And so we can do that through our content strategy, and we can also build trust through our presentation. Number 3, C, is convert the right clients, the right people into clients. And this is about inviting the right fit people who are qualified, elegantly and authentically, to take you up on your offer. Without the skill of being able to convert people into clients, you don't really have a business. You don't have cash flow, you don't have money, you don't have impact, you don't have fun. So when you have the skill, it's a priceless asset. And so you need to have that conversion piece in. A lot of people are good at the the building trust piece, because they give great value, but they're not so good at attracting and growing their audience, and also the conversion piece. So they kind of sit in this middle piece of giving lots of value, but not actually being able to convert them. And then number 4 is the S, so the ABCs, ABCS, is succeed with support. Business is too hard to do alone. So when you have support around you from an expert mentor and a quality community, then your business growth can really explode. And these ABCs, I know they sound overly simplistic, but this is the process to entrepreneurial freedom. And that's why they're the 4 main things that I help people with. So people can go from kind of hoping that they get clients, trying to get people on sales calls, to being able to sign up clients consistently and steadily using these 2 strategies. Now, I'm not saying never do sales calls, I still do them, but you can also have these other strategies in place where you can sign people up without them. So I've signed people up through direct message conversations on Facebook. By the way, I never reach out cold to people. It's always as a response. That's kind of a principle that I follow in my business, so that it's not like this icky outreach where people feel like they're being spammed. It's more, it's always a response to other people. And I've signed people up as clients through messaging. You can sign people up through making an offer on your workshop. The most recent offer that I did was done with 2 emails and 2 social media posts. And they were short, and it was literally, that was 5 figures that I made in 4 days from 2 emails, 2 posts, literally just making an invitation. Now, it wasn't because I said these magical words, although there was obviously a framework of that invitation, but the invitation that I put out, where I didn't do any sales calls, people signed up because I sent them the offer, which was literally just a Google Drive document where I explained it. The power in that was because of all the work I'd done leading up to that. Building the value, building the trust, understanding my ideal clients so well that I can speak their language. So it's the content strategy that allowed me to sign all those people up. It was 11 people without any sales calls. So content obviously is great for building your brand. It's great for building the trust. It's not so great for conversion. If you think about it, how many people have you signed up because of a post, like signed up without any type of sales call? It's tricky if you don't know how. So unless you're a really, really great copywriter, I recommend that you put these other strategies in place. And I'm sharing exactly how to do this. If you want to know how to do this, I'm sharing the exact formula at my upcoming event called Client Attraction Mastery. So I'm sharing my compelling content formula, which is how to create content that really lands with the right people and inspires them to want to work with you, so that you can build the trust, you can overcome the resistance, build the desire. So I'm sharing that. I'm sharing the 24/7 marketing machine, which is basically how to automate your lead generation, how to get people from social media into their next steps, and the whole client pathway. So we're going to build out in the workshop your client pathway. A lot of people don't have that. They don't know how to take someone from cold to sold, from stranger to follow-up. I'm also sharing with you the workshop launcher, which is a proven 5-step plan to launch any event in a way that attracts the right audience. And so you can fill your events and your calendar with qualified clients predictably, not guessing, not hoping, but predictably and reliably. So if you want a day to work on your business, not in your business doing busy work, but actually get some things done. This is not a seminar. This is not me talking to you all day. This is a workshop where you're actually going to take action and you're going to get it done. You're going to have conversations with people. You're going to build it out. You're going to get a really cool workbook to work through. So you walk away with the formula, but you'll also walk away with some things done. So if you'd like to join us, just DM me the word invite. Just drop me a DM with the word invite, or actually just pop it in the comments now. Just pop the word invite if you'd like an invite to that. It's happening on the 31st of May, which is a Tuesday. And also the same one is happening on the Saturday, the 4th of June. So I've got a weekday and a weekend, so there's something for everybody. I'd love to see you there if you are a coach, a female coach or expert, and you want help to grow your business fast and consistently. So just drop the word invite now or send me a DM, and I look forward to seeing you there. Until next time, big love, keep shining, keep sharing, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.